Guardian, are you looking forward to Destiny's latest expansion, The Edge of Fate? Are you also confused on what the latest changes are coming up in this latest expansion? The name is Bond, James Bond, and in this video we'll be going through all the changes coming up with Armour 3.0 and the details of next season's artifact mods. So, Armour 3.0, what's changing? All the armor stats you have now is gone. Resilience, gone. Recovery, gone. Mobility, gone. Puppies? No, well, they're staying, but at least I have your attention now. The armor stats listed are not going away. They are being converted to new, different armor stats. So let's go through them and let's see what comes of your old armor stats. Your old mobility armor stat is now converted to a new armor stat called weapons. Resilience now becomes health. Recovery becomes class. Strength is melee. Discipline is grenade. And intellect is now super. Now, you're probably more confused of what these new 6 armor stats are. What do they mean? Let's go through them, starting off with weapons. When you focus your armor stats into weapons, what does that mean? When you roll your armor stats between 1 to 100, you will get increased reload and handling speed. It will also improve your damage versus minor and major combatants. However, an armor stat roll focus of weapons between 100 to 200 will give you more ammo for your ammo bricks, and improves damage for your bosses and guardians in the crucible. As you can see, the scaling does vary. On to health. When you roll stat armor into health from 1 to 100, you'll get healing orbs of up to 70 health from collecting an orb of power. This will stack with your recuperation mod on your legs. In saying that, because this stacks, the recuperation mod will have its health reduced upon orb pickup from 70 to a flat 15. The health stat also grants flinch resistance. Beyond 100, you'll have your health start regenerating up to a quarter more quicker and take less than half to fully recharge if you get this stat to 200. For melee, stats below 100 will improve the base cooldown of your melee ability. This also improves the amount of melee energy gained from external sources and enemies you kill. Your armor stat between 100 to 200 with melee will increase melee ability damage. This also includes both power and unpowered melee, and also glaives as well. Grenade. Grenade stat between 1 to 100 improves the base cooldown of your grenade ability, improves the amount of grenade energy gained from killing enemies and other external sources. Grenade armor stats between 100 to 200 will increase the grenade ability damage of up to 65%. Super. Now, super stats between 1 to 100 improves the super energy gained from damaging targets. So this doesn't mean that you need to kill an enemy to gain super energy, but it does help. However, this stat does not increase the base cooldown of your super. It does improve the amount of super energy gained from external sources as if it was intellect in the previous armor system. Super stat rolls between 100 to 200 will increase the damage of your super from 0 to up to 45%. Lastly, class. 0 to 100 will improve the base cooldown of your class ability, improves the amount of class energy also gained from external sources and killing enemies. 100 to 200 grants a small overshield on casting your class ability. The duration of this is determined by the class ability type. For Warlocks, it will last 10 seconds when casting a Rift, for Titans 10 seconds when casting a Barricade, or 5 seconds when using a Thruster. For Hunters, it will last 5 seconds when using a Dodge ability. So that's all the new types of armor stats coming into the next expansion. However, what does this mean to our Guardians? Are we going to become more squishy now that resilience is not a thing anymore? Or are we going to be a little bit more slow now that mobility is not a thing anymore? No, all Guardian classes are getting a flat buff for these stats. Mobility will become what 30 once was for the Titans and Warlocks. Hunters will get an extra 10, taking them up to 40. Resilience is fixed to what 100 was, and recovery will be fixed to what 60 once was. However, there will be certain armor mods that can increase these values even further. Now, let's look how we can focus these armor stats together. Certain armor stats you want to focus in will have a secondary armor stat you can roll high in. For example, if you want to focus in weapons, the secondary highest stat on your armor will set likely to be grenade. It doesn't mean it will always be like this, but most of the time it will be. Let's look at the different types of combinations. From the example picture, if you focus in super, your secondary highest armor stat will be melee. If you want to focus in melee, your second highest armor stat will be health. A combination of super and weapons as a secondary armor stat is not likely, so you might need to juggle on what you want to focus in. So, What's happened with my current armor pieces? Will my 100 resilience on my current armor convert to 100 health on the new system? The answer here is no. The current armor system that's currently rolled with are turning into armor tiers, with the highest being a tier 5. Your armor currently will most likely be converted to a tier 2 or tier 3. Doing high activities will grant you tier 5, which gives you increased stats, and even more after it being masterworked. So, why do you want a tier 5 armor piece? This is so that you can achieve your armor stat roll of 200 in the armor stat you desire. It will also grant you benefits such as extra mods on your armor and other random attuned stats. So that's all for now to give you the basics of what Armour 3.0 will be in the new Destiny expansion. We'll now move on to talk about the artifact mod for next season. The artifact mod has a flavour of solar, stasis and strand. Beginning with column 1, we've got anti-barrier scout and pulse, unstoppable sidearm and hand cannons, unstoppable sniper rifle, overload shotgun, and overload auto rifles and submachine guns. In column 2, we've got flame fiber freeze, which combines the solar strand and solar stasis siphon mod into one. We've also got a discount on scavenger mods. We've got a perk called One with Frost, so whilst frost armor is active, the stasis weapons gain increased reload speed and stability. We've also got one called Tightly Woven, so whilst you have woven mail, you get increased class ability and grenade stats. And then the last one in column 2 is called Rapid Precision Rifling. Any rapid precision hits or final blows with scouts grants them increased reload speed and reduced flinch. In column 3, we start off with Fever and Chill. Rapid precision hits with solar weapons will grant you Radiant. Rapid precision hits with Stasis will grant you Frost Armor. We've got another one called Elemental Benevolence. Granting allies an elemental buff will give you class ability Energy. The next one's called Frost Renewal. While you have Frost Armor, taking critical damage releases a burst that freezes nearby combatants and grants you Frost Armor. Got another one called Reciprocal Draw. Rapid non-sidearm final blows grants sidearms a period of increased damage. So this will be very good for Rat King. The last one in column 3 is called Refresh Threads. Picking up an elemental pickup matching your subclass element or tangle while you have a strand super grants energy to your least charged ability. In column 4, we start off with Threaded Blast. Destroying a tangle with a strand damage increases the radius of the explosion and damage of the tangle. Next on the list is Cauterized Darkness. Stasis or strand debuff non-boss combatants take increased solar damage from all sources. We've got Elemental Daze. Stunning a champion with an elemental weapon creates an elementally aligned explosion, applying a matching elemental debuff to them and nearby targets. Next one on the list, we've got Shoulder to Shoulder. Dealing sustained precision damage against combatants whilst you are near 2 or more allies grants you damage resistance. And the last one in column 4, we've got Elemental Coalescence. Defeating targets has the chance to create an elemental pickup matching your equipped super element. Now, column 5. First we start off with Radiant Strapping. Dealing sustained weapon damage while radiant, or defeating a scorched combatant with a weapon causes a target to release solar projectiles that damage and scorch. Next one on the list we've got Shield Crush. Whilst you've got Woven Mail, Frost Armor, or Void Overshield, your melee recharges a lot faster and deals increased damage. Whilst you're Amplified or Radiant, your grenade recharges a lot faster and does increase damage. Elemental Overdrive. Picking up an elemental pickup or tangle grants increased damage to weapons of the same element. Tangled Web. Creating a tangle by defeating a strand debuff target suspends nearby combatants. And the last one, in column 5, we've got Frigid Glare. While Frost Armor is active, Stasis Precision Final Blows cause combatants to release a freezing burst. So that's it from the artifact mod, and that's it from the information I'm giving away in this video for now, as it covers some of the basics and hopefully give you a bit of guidance on what to build into with the changes with the new expansion. There are also a series of exotic reworks happening as well. Last bit of advice I could give as we head into the Edge of Fate is to build into what makes the game fun for you. Go as wacky or crazy as you like. Please like this video if you found any information useful. My name is Bond, Games Bond, and I'll see you on the next adventure.